Welcome to Child of God's Entertainment. I'm Talia, and this is your favorite Christian plug. Hey, you guys, I just want to drop a nugget, something very insightful that God put on my heart the other day. He told me to swap out my fear for fear. And what I mean by that is swap out the spirit of fear for the fear of God. Because when you operate in the spirit of fear, it pulls you away from God. But when you operate in the fear of God, it brings you towards God. And most people don't understand the difference. So having the spirit of fear is literally being afraid, being scared. Basically, a lot of our relationships, a lot of Christians have a spirit of fear-based faith. So they basically want to be in a relationship with God because it'll keep them from hell, because they're scared of going to hell, instead of having the fear of God, where you base your wanting to have your relationship with God on the fact that He is just this amazing being that loves you so very much. And a lot of Christians, especially young Christians and especially kids, our relationship or our Christianity is based off the spirit of fear. And the thing about that is when your relationship is based off the spirit of fear, it actually pulls you away from God, and it causes you not to be able to sustain your relationship and your righteousness, versus having the fear of God that brings you more towards Him, because the awe of Him and the understanding of His love brings you closer to Him, and it gives you wisdom, and it has you walk in a way that you would never think to walk before. So I'm saying all of this to say that you're not supposed to be afraid of God. The fear of God is not being afraid of God. The fear of God is an example that I was listening to on a YouTube video, which is amazing. It's kind of like you driving down the highway at 80 miles per hour, but then you see the police and you stop. You will not stop in the middle of the road, but you like slow down to the normal rate, and you start to obey that law because of the authority and the power and that a police has. That's the same way the fear of God works. You don't necessarily slow down your car because you're afraid of the police, but you slow down your car because you have a reverence for the police in that section of your life, because of the authority and the power that they have on the roads. That's where they have their authority and power. So when it comes to God, we have to develop a certain reverence for Him. And when we develop that reverence, which is the fear of God, it makes us walk in obedience. It makes us walk in righteousness. So I'm gonna make a bigger video on it and explain it in more detail later on. But I didn't want to wait to share this because it might be a minute before I get that video out. So I'm just telling you, like, in your next quiet time, your next prayers, ask God to develop and give you the fear of God, to replace that actual like being afraid fear, because fear is what runs your life at the end of the day. And either you're going to be ran by being afraid, or you're going to be ran by the wisdom that comes with the fear of God. So I advise you to swap your fear for fear. Y'all be blessed. Have you ever been told to do something but not how to do it? Sadly, this is very common for Christians. We get told to do things that seem simple, but then when you try to apply it or do it in real life, it just seems very difficult. But that's why I'm here to help. Let's talk.